Morning, this is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, the professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. The team I'm going to talk about is the 2013 San Antonio Spurs. Now, this is a team that definitely should have won a championship that year. They could have won their fifth championship that year. They had to wait to the next year to beat Miami in 5 games and win the fifth championship. But in 2014, in 2013, it was the Spurs' year to win it. They were 58-24, had the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, but they were still able to get to the finals. Now they swept the Lakers. They beat the Warriors in 6. They swept Memphis Grizzlies, and they advanced to the AFC Finals, but they fell short, losing to the Miami Heat, which would be their only defeat in the NBA Finals because they, lifetime 5-1. But that was a game, a series that they should have won. We'll go over the finals against Miami Heat, who had won 66 games, lost 16. Miami Heat was great. They were great at what they did. Obviously had Wade, Bosh, and James. They won 66 games and lost only 16 games. And plus, they had a 27-game winning streak during that season. But anyway, it's all about this NBA Finals, and this is a Finals that was something that should have been won by the Spurs. They should have won it. Plus, this was the last NBA Finals that was played under David Stern's tenure, and it was the last time the Finals was used in a 2-3-2 format. Also, but when you look at the Spurs, man, they had Miami on the ropes. They were up 3-2. That's the scenario I want to get into because that's the Ray Allen 3-point shot that he made to tie the game and send it in overtime. But let's go over to game one first. Game one, the Spurs won 92-88. Tony Parker had 21 points. LeBron James had 18 points, 18 rebounds, 10 assists. Tony Parker hit a bank shot with 5.2 seconds left of regulation, with the shot clock about to expire. So they won game one on the road against Miami. Then Miami beat the Spurs 103-84. Mario Chalmers had 19 points. He was the lead guy with 19 points. Game 3 in San Antonio, the Spurs won 113-77, as Danny Green had 27 points. Tim Duncan had 14 rebounds, and Tony Parker had 8 assists. Danny Green had 7. He made 7 3-pointers. So game 4, the Heat prevailed against the Spurs 109-93, as LeBron James had 33 points. Tim Duncan had 20 points. So they won game 4, Miami and San Antonio. So the pivotal game was game 5, where Tony Parker had 26 points, 12 rebounds, and Manu Ginobili had 10 assists. And also, San Antonio became the first team to shoot at least 60% in an NBA Finals game, since Orlando Magic did it in Game 3 of the 2009 Finals. Danny Green had 6 3-pointers. He broke the all-time record for 3-pointers in the final series. Manu Ginobili had 24 points, 10 assists. Tim Duncan had 17 points, 12 rebounds. Spurs went on a 19-1 run, with Green and Ginobili scoring most of the points. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade had 25 points each. Ray Allen had 5 3-pointers. So here's the game right here that turned the series around. It was in Game 6. If you're a Spurs fan, Miami Heat won 103-100. Tim Duncan had a great game, 30 points, 17 rebounds. He had 30 points, 17 rebounds, Tim Duncan. Tony Parker had 8 assists. LeBron James had 32 points, 11 assists. Bosh had 11 rebounds. James had a triple-double. He became the first player since Magic Johnson in 1991 to have 2 triple-doubles in the same NBA Finals series. Now, people dub this game as the headband game, which LeBron James lost the headband dunk with just under 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter and did not wear the rest of the way. The game is considered by players and companies to be one of the greatest games in NBA history. Um, this is the game that, without question, Ray Allen just saved. He may have saved LeBron James' legacy with this three-point shot. But I'm going to go over the game. Anyway, the Spurs were leading 75-65 at the end of the third quarter. But the Heat, sparked by LeBron James, went on a 27 run to start the fourth quarter, especially scoring 11 of those points. With 10:30 remaining, the Spurs up 77-70. Mike Miller's shoe came loose, but he did not have time to put it back on, so he tossed it off court with one sock and one shoe. He received a pass from LeBron James, hit a three-pointer to cut the lead to 4. So the Heat pulled within 89-86 with 2:09 remaining. The Spurs went on a run led by Tony Parker, shot a step back three and reverse layup in consecutive possessions to put his team ahead 91-89. James lost the ball in the post, led to a pair of free throws by Manu Ginobili after an intentional foul by Ray Allen, so they had to score at 93-89. LeBron James committed a second crucial turnover, forced into the hands of Ginobili, who was fouled by Allen. So Ginobili, unfortunately, missed one of the two free throws that led to the comeback. So with 28.2 seconds remaining, the Spurs were up 94-89. And at that time, league officials began to bring out the yellow tape to condone off the floor for the Larry O'Brien Trophy presentation. So they was already preparing to hand the trophy to the Spurs. I mean, rightfully so in a sense. I mean, you up 5 points, 94-89, the Spurs, and LeBron James missed a three-pointer, but the ball was kept in Heat possession by Wade and Allen tipping the ball into Mike Miller, got the rebound, passed it to James. Give credit to LeBron James, he made a three-pointer to put within 2 points with 20 seconds left. So they call a foul. Kawhi Leonard gets fouled. Unfortunately, he missed one of two free throws, and the lead was 95-92. So James was entrusted with the final shot. He missed a 26-foot jumper from the arc. Chris Bosh was able to collect a key offensive rebound. He passed it to Ray Allen, who stepped back and made a three-point shot from the corner with 5.2 seconds left to send the game into overtime. Now, what messed everything up for the Spurs is that Tim Duncan wasn't on the floor to grab the rebound. He was on the bench because Greg Popovich, the coach of the Spurs, opted to have a small lineup to defend the perimeter in the closing moments of the fourth quarter, and that resulted in the Spurs' Tim Duncan being on the bench. And both Heat's three-pointers came off of rebounds. Spurs had no timeouts left after Allen's shot, but we see the de facto extra timeout due to the video review that confirmed that Allen had both feet behind the three-point line when he released the ball. Tony Parker was able to drive the length of the court, launched a short off-balance jumper over LeBron James, but it became an air ball as the Bullets decided to end the fourth quarter. So in overtime, James hit a floater with 1:43 remaining to give Miami a 101-100 lead. That score would hold all the way down to the final moments, but Dwayne Wade missed the jumper, trying to extend the lead. San Antonio getting the rebound with 12 seconds left. The Spurs opted to not call timeout and let Manu Ginobili get a full head of steam heading toward the basket. Ray Allen stripped the ball away from Ginobili on his way up for a shot. And Allen recovered the ball, forcing the Spurs to foul him with 1.9 seconds left. Ray Allen made both free throws. Miami's up 103-100, but they still had a chance. Danny Green attempted a three-point shot, but Chris Bosh blocked it in the final seconds to prevent three-point shot that could have tied the game by Danny Green. So overtime win for the Miami Heat, but it should have been prevented if the Spurs would, maintain their lead in regulation and made their free throws. They would have been, the NBA champions for 2013. That's why I wanted to talk about them as a team that didn't win a championship during that season. They should have won it that year. Game 7, obviously for all the marbles. Miami won Game 7, 95-88. LeBron James played excellent, 37 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. He hit 5 3-point shots. Very competitive game. Kawhi Leonard hit a 3-point shot. The Spurs trailed by just 2 with 50 seconds remaining in the game. Had a chance to tie it, but Duncan, guarded by Shane Battier, missed the shot under the basket in a follow-up tip-in attempt. James went on to hit a 17-foot jumper that secured the victory. So this is a great game. 7-2 is very close. Wade had 20 points, 10 rebounds. Shane Battier had 18.6 3-pointers to offset scoreless nights by Chris Bosh and Allen. LeBron James tied Tommy Hanks' record set in 1957 for most points in an NBA Finals Game 7, won second MVP, and the Miami Heat became the 5th team in NBA history to win the NBA title by coming back from a 3-2 deficit and win the final 2 games at home. Once done by Boston Celtics in 1969, twice done by the Lakers in 1988 and 2010, and Houston Rockets in 1994. So overall, when you look at this series, man, this is a series that the San Antonio Spurs should have won. They had this series locked up in Game 6. That's what you would think about if you're a Spurs fan. Yes, you won a lot, but you could have won that 5th championship and probably put a dent in LeBron James' legacy even more, because Ray Allen saved the Miami Heat and saved LeBron James. Him coming back and hitting that 3, that was one of maybe the greatest shot ever made in NBA Finals history, because of the circumstances, just to keep the season alive. Because if he misses it, the game's over. The Spurs win the championship, and they got their 5th championship. But the Spurs, they should have won that series. They just let it slip away. Let Ray Allen hit that 3. Tim Duncan should have been on the court. I understand, Popovich wanted to play a small lineup to guard the perimeter, but at the same time, if the shots is missed, you need a guy like Tim Duncan to grab that rebound. And he definitely would have grabbed it instead of Chris Bosh, and they would have won the championship. So that concludes a look at the 2013 San Antonio Spurs, the team that didn't win the championship during that season. This concludes part 26 of the professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. Please subscribe to the channel, like the channel, comment on the video that I just did today, any videos that I've done. Tomorrow I'll do a video then with this part series on Tuesday. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.